don't know if we watched this in class, but in one of the early on episodes, for the first time Carmi sees Natalie, um, they got into a fight because he never asks her how she's doing, and he tells her that it's hard for him to ask how she's doing if he can't tell her how he's doing and he doesn't know how he's doing. So he just finds it a bit hypocritical. That just goes off of what you said.
So Carmi has a lot of tattoos, and they're almost kind of their own characters. Which one stands out to you the most, and why? Also, why do you think he got the tattoo?
The one with it's like the Reaper and a bottle of alcohol, it looks like. I don't know, maybe that's just signifying his problem with drinking and stuff, and like, showing the bad effects that it has on his life.
He has a fish tattoo that stands out the most for me because it's a sign that things are always changing, and you have to make the most of the time you have. The reason I think he got the tattoo is to remind himself not to take things for granted and to cherish the time that he has in life to do the things he loves. Like, for instance, running the beef and pursuing his career as a chef and all these different things that he does.
For me, it's like the measuring cup of the world in it. Like for him, because he's so revolved in the cooking world, it's kind of like he can make his own recipe into achieving the world, like his own goals and stuff. I think the reason why he got it is because it simply shows like his connection with cooking and his goals.
If I had to choose a tattoo that stood out to me the most for him, it would be the Reaper with the alcohol and the two angels with the sun. And I chose that one only because it's like, in a sense, that's the balance between darkness and lightness. Because he has been through so many obstacle courses in his life, and everyone is always trying to better themselves, try to do better in life. And it's like, what side is he trying to choose? Because it's a lot going on.
I'll also say the Reaper with the alcohol bottle because, you know, I guess mentally he thinks maybe he's a bad person. I don't know. Alcohol, like, signifying the alcoholic abuse that was going on when I was younger. I don't know, but that's innocent.
I would probably say the Su tattoos. This probably signifies sous chef, because what really pushed Carmi to go on the journey of being the best chef in the world is his brother not letting him work in the beef. So that kind of pushed him almost with his own little vendetta to get that just out of spite. So I think as he kind of progressed through it, he really realized that, like, oh, he's really good at this, he likes this, and at some point he's probably proud of himself, and, you know, got the Su tattoos on him.
What was the one you mentioned earlier,
The 773.
It's probably what it
Clothes
is.
tattoo.
I feel like that one was a good one too, though, and I like the location he had that one on too because it was so big and bold, like right there, you know. And I just think it reminds him like where he came from. Like I feel like it's kind of gonna like go back and remember like, oh, I came from here, like, you know, like just it's imprinted on his body, so he'll always remember where he came from and he'll never forget it, his roots.
Still do that. Like, I have a friend that has our area code tatted on him, just as a representation of I came from this. So like when people, like when you come from the ground up, because you can come from living in the gutter to be in Hollywood. So it's like you always remember this is where I started.
So now we have to pick Richie or Carmi and compare him to another character or creator we have discussed this semester. And why do we think they overlap? What are the connections and what are the differences of these characters? I picked the two Richies. Richie from the Tenenbaums and Richie from The Bear, because I just think it's funny, like they have the same name but they're so different. It's just funny. But then they're also kind of similar in some ways because like the Richie from the Tenenbaums was like really emotional and sensitive and everything. And then this Richie just like in the bear doesn't even know how to express his feelings or his emotions. So I just think it's an interesting comparison between the two.
This might be a reach, but like you said, like not knowing how to express your emotions and like push them to the back. I don't know, but in a sense that just gives me Amy because she never wanted to like express her emotions out. Like I mean, of course she put in her music or her life stories in her music, but it's like we said before, when she was told that nothing was wrong with her, nothing was wrong with her. So that was kind of my comparison between those two.
If her daddy says she's fine,
She's fine, exactly.
I think Richie and Richie, that's like what you said.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's mostly because like both of their lives are falling apart.
I
Like,
know, it's
one of
interesting.
them tries to kill themselves, the other one is kind of like probably thinking about it because his life is falling apart.
Well, I mean, I just think it's funny too. Like one of them's over here, like when he gets in a good mood, he's sitting there singing like what is it, Romeo and Juliet or something from Taylor Swift, and then the other one's over here like about to commit suicide. Just really interesting. Like two completely different characters, but they're kind of similar. It's interesting.
Um,
Isn't it Romeo and Juliet or is it what? I don't really know which one it was.
Okay, yeah, I think both of the Richies are alike because they got this weird little vibe going on. Like they don't know how to really express themselves, but you can tell they're going through a lot. Yeah, they're just a little awkward sometimes. So, yeah.
I think I would probably say maybe Carmi and Van Gogh because they both get so fixated on the work that they're doing, and it turns into an unhealthy obsession for the both of them, and it really affects both of their social lives, almost to the point where their work is the only thing they can do without really messing up, in a sense.
Speak to me for it.
If
If I had to say anything, I'd probably say Richie and Chaz, because they both kind of like, I don't know, Chaz doesn't really bottle up emotions, but he does like hold grudges, I guess. And Richie is kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like he holds grudges too, like against like how their restaurant's working, and for Chaz it's like what his father's done, you know, in past times. But yeah.
I feel like Richie just can't really control himself. Is the whole thing. Like he has random outbursts like at work. He goes on rants about numerous things, just like at random spots of the day and everything. Like I don't know. Like when you compare Richie to Chaz, I mean it's a good comparison. One of them can actually hold stuff like in their mouth, and the other one's over here like blurting everything out. Do you have any more thoughts on comparisons between characters or creators? Okay. So the show is clearly about mental health, but watching it can be a lot or too much to handle. Do we think that Mr. Deal should continue using it in future semesters? Why or why not?
I think so. This is a great
Yeah,
show.
I think it's fun.
You kind of put me on, honestly.
Yeah.
I liked
It was
it.
pretty good.
I like the show, but I mean, it definitely has a lot of confusing points and a lot of chaotic like moments in it. That I guess could be a lot to like certain viewers, but I mean,
I think it has a great message
it's
behind it too.
interesting.
I think it's realistic.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
really realistic.
I feel like they did a good job of not like making this one like all Hollywood, like you know what I'm talking about, like how so many shows are like just so fake that like you can tell like they just created everything and
It's kind of like everybody thinks it's gonna have a happy ending, but not all stories have happy endings.
well, it's like Professor Dill said, some of it was taken like on one take, like they did one take of the show and then that was
Yeah.
like the episode.
It's almost like they freestyle. Like I feel like, I mean, I don't know how it works, but it's like the directors just tell them like, hey, this is what's gonna happen, and just make it happen in your own way or whatever. So, and that's what makes it seem so real. But I don't know if that's how they actually do it. It just seems like that.
Okay, do you have anything else to add before we wrap up the podcast?
Every second counts.
Every second counts.
And this has been the Berg Podcast. Thank you.